Doubles and coffee. Where Kamla was, what Kamla doing, Kamla sick, Kamla can't make, Kamla too old, Kamla not going to the office. Where Kamla, she's staying home. Oh Lord, she's failing. Where the Prime Minister? Who's the Prime Minister? Barry's the Prime Minister. All you now know where Kamla was? Do you all now understand where the Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is? Gadsby Dolly? Let me tell you something. This is what happens when you don't spend your time walking down a set of steps, past 3 dogs, past a parrot, opening a dungeon door, and going in to wait on the red couch for our Prime Minister. This is what happens, Gadsby Dolly. You do work. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, in her very first cabinet meeting, just 1 week after being sworn in as Prime Minister, produced a suite of cabinet notes that save lives, enhance lives, and provide the citizens with safety and security. I repeat, in just 1 week, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, provided this nation with a suite of decisions, cabinet notes, cabinet decisions that enhance the lives of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, saving children's lives, improving their health situation, keeping people safe, and giving a report on the state of the treasury left by the corrupt recusal PNM. Kamla Persad-Bissessar provided cabinet notes, and let me tell you, those notes were written up, conceptualized, the background information, research, and presentation was done all by Kamla Persad-Bissessar and her research team. Because the rest of us had only been sworn in 3 days after, and we joined in the ministry, and we ain't know whether we elbow or foot inside, outside, who to do, what to do. Kamla Persad-Bissessar is a Prime Minister with an incredible passion for hard work, diligence, and brilliance. Yesterday, her first note brought and will bring to the Parliament changes in the Children's Life Fund, the act that she initiated. The cabinet note, her first decision as a first cabinet meeting in 2010. She saw that children's lives were being lost. When Minister of Health of the PNM, Jerry Nares, would tell parents whose children needed life-saving surgery of 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, 600,000, 900,000, $1.5 million to save their children's lives, the PNM policy position was no more than 40,000. In other words, the PNM would tell parents with sick children, buy a good casket and bury a child. Kamla Persad-Bissessar in 2010 said no way. Her very first act in cabinet was to say no. There is nothing more tragic than a parent burying a child. So up to $1 million with children who needed life-saving surgery, you would get that. During that period, at least 153 children of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago had their lives saved by Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the Honorable Prime Minister. 153 children's lives. But yet the Douglas read one editorial, not one in any one of the media, mass media, or not one program, or not one report on TV6 or CNC3 that says, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, thank you, well done, a Prime Minister of love and care. These children's lives are saved because of you. Go back and check. Test the Douglas. Make me a liar. Well, now, Kamla Persad-Bissessar saw what the PNM did to the Life Fund. They put board members with cold hearts, stone hearts, and they tried to keep funding away from babies to save their lives. But they used loopholes. Kamla saw the loopholes, and the very first act on a second iteration as Prime Minister was to draft up, write up, research, analyze, check, vet, and present a cabinet note to increase the scope of children who could get funding to save or to improve their lives, because there are some debilitating diseases that make the quality of life of a child very difficult, and possibly it will end their lives in 10 years, 20 years, and so on. Kamla closed the lacuna, closed the loops, and opened the gate to a healthy, high-quality life for our children through the Children's Life Fund. That's note number one. Kamla Prasad Bisesa realized the torture and the pain that citizens go through in home invasions, in crime in general, in people running into their homes all over the place, from Point 14, Labre, Manzanilla, Rio Claro, Mayaro, Barrackpore, coming up into Central, into Couva, into Chaguanas, up in the northern, down in Chagaramas and Westmoreland, all over up to Matlot, in between Dabadi, Maloney, all over, that citizens were under siege by criminals, heartless monsters. Kamla Prasad Bisesa did the research and brought the cabinet note to have the legislation begun, the team and committee to get cracking so that legislation could be brought in the shortest possible time to give homeowners with a clean record the ability to stand their ground against criminals. She also did a committee to make a special plan to deal with home invasions, because Kamla Prasad Bisesa understands that all crimes are heinous, but a crime when bandits and monsters run into your yard that you purchase, your land, over your fence, into your house where you live with your children and your grandmother and your mother and your wife, that is a debilitating, self-esteem wrecking, a disastrous occurrence, a trauma, especially for the man of the house and for all others who become victims. Kamla want to protect you. So Kamla has a committee to do legislation and present policies to prevent and punish in a serious manner home invasion, where bandits will know, don't cross that yard. Rowley will play games and talk about, well, if you go for a mango, well, if the mango tree in a man yard, leave the man flipping mango. Okay, Rowley? That's what Kamla Prasad was doing. She also got an account of the economy and what PNM was doing and bankrupting. When PNM say that the UNC will have to devalue the dollar, they were talking about themselves. When the PNM say that you'll have to go to the IMF, it was because they would have gone, because they have no ideas of how to diversify, how to improve the energy sector, how to improve revenue streams, how to cause international partnerships with Guyana, Suriname, Grenada, and so on. All the PNM was doing was making corrupt secret deals with Maduro and Delcy. Kamla is here. Kamla is in charge. And Kamla is working. Kamla has done more to save children and to help children in a week than Gadsby Dolly did in 5 long, painful years. Gadsby Dolly, you were the Minister of Education, and not one thing, not one decision can anybody point to that you brought a cabinet note to improve the lives of our school children. You suffer them, you take away the laptops, you take away the textbooks, you take away the discipline, you take away the sport, you take away the parents, you take away the guidance counselors, you take away the social workers, and you asking where Kamla was? Kamla was working. That's a foreign concept to you, Gadsby Dolly. You go down and sit down on your red couch and see, Rowley gone now, so Foster is the next one. Who is going to compete with Foster? And leave Kamla Prasad Bisesa, the Honorable Prime Minister. Leave she alone. She was walking. She know how to go in all here, collapsing Whitehall to get disease, to get mold, to get bacteria all and she knows all. She could work all over this country because Kamla Prasad Bisesa is the Prime Minister of the entire Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And as a former minister who understands the work that it takes to develop, to bring, to write, to vet, to ensure a cabinet note which must be pristine and without mistakes, I commend you, Honorable Prime Minister, for your work ethic, your brilliance, your attention to detail, and most importantly, your heart to live up to what you told the people, because you told them you will protect children and you will protect them. That's what a Prime Minister does. It's called hard work. Bless.